Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel, Manny Be Investing. And like I promised in the live stream video that we did earlier when the announcement took place, I was going to do some supplemental videos going over the updates like I typically do. I just know digesting, going through, watching that live stream is pretty long. It was over an hour. We hung out, we talked, we answered questions. We just hung out and just vibed together, and I really love that. Thank you for everybody that stopped by. It's just so validating just to see the community kind of just come together and hang out and talk with me, and just share in the excitement that's swirling around Paribus and swirling around Cardano and DeFi as we move out of 2021 and into 2022. So right here we have the announcement. This took place 8:30 a.m. I woke up and seen this tweet, and I was like, oh, neat. They finally got through the audit for the smart contracts for the staking. Now, important thing to understand, a lot of people were getting confused. They were saying, oh, okay, cool, it's done. When Paribus, when Cardano. This is for the staking. So take a look. The Paribus code for native staking has successfully completed the audit from Hacken Club. A full report is now published. Now that our code is clear for use, native staking will go live on Paribus platform soon. Flex, robot arm flex. Please stay tuned for more announcements. And this part right here, I completely just glossed over. It was early in the morning. I was getting ready to go to breakfast with the family. And I read that part and I was like, cool. And then I kind of just stopped. If I would have taken my time, if I was more awake, I would have read between the lines like I typically do, and I would have gone, now that the code is clear for use, native staking will go live on Paribus soon. With the flex and then the eyes, I would have been like, looks like they're going for another announcement today, but I didn't see that, of course. So they dropped the link to the actual document itself, and we've got some people that were asking about where to buy Paribus. Actually, I have a video on that. It's an intense video. I think I'm going to release it though. I think you guys are ready for it. The how to FOMO into the Paribus video. It's an old video, so hopefully it's still relevant. I don't know. I just felt off about it just because I was talking so much trash about the United States IRS, but I don't care. Screw the IRS. Let's take a look at this document here. Smart contract code review and security analysis report from Hacken. And this was date December 17th. People were talking about it in the chat. I don't know if it was trade or the official, just the chat group on Telegram, but they were saying like, oh, they pulled the report down. I think it was Kyle. We've featured comments from him on the channel before. We've talked. Cool guy. I think he brings up a lot of interesting points. Sometimes they oppose mine, but it's good. Iron sharpens iron. Cool guy. So yeah, he had questioned them on that before, but I guess I didn't really understand the process either. It's kind of like a back and forth kind of deal, which makes sense. They submit, they accept, they do the initial run through. They review it, they send it back. Hey, these are the things we found wrong. These are some things you need to do to correct the issue, and then they go forward. They make those corrections, they resubmit, they check it again, and then they come back with the final report. And it looks like we are finally at the final report. Went through this, didn't seem too intense, so we should be able to get through it without much issue. So Hacken is the consultant, security consultant. They were contracted by Paribus, is the customer, to conduct a smart contract code review and security analysis and prepare this report and help them keep the project or the staking portion safe for people to use, so we don't get wrecked and they don't have to give up liquidity and pay back, users that might have gotten, tokens stolen from them in a hack or whatever. Very rare. These guys are pretty good. They do a thorough job pen testing the contracts and the logic behind it and the code. So the repository, they have your links. They have the links for, the GitHub, the commit contracts and whatever. Technical documentation, the link, we've got it at the Paribus light paper there. Looks like JS tests or JavaScript probably. And they have the contracts. Paribus Stake Contract version 3 and Stake Manager. We have scanned this smart contract for commonly known and more specific vulnerabilities. Here are some of the commonly known vulnerabilities that were considered. So they have the category, they have the code review section, and the items that they checked. Got one of those. Reentrancy, ownership takeover, timestamp dependence, gas limit and loops, denial of service with unexpected throw, denial of service with block gas limit, transaction ordering dependence, style guide violation, costly loop, ERC20 IP, AIP violation, unchecked external calls, unchecked math. I think they got dinged on the math. Unsafe type inference, implicit visibility level, deployment consistency, repository consistency, data consistency. And then their functional review is going to be business logic review, functionality checks, access control and authorization, escrow manipulation, token supply manipulation, asset integrity, user balance manipulation, data consistency manipulation, and kill switch mechanisms, operation trails, and event generation. So the executive summary, according to the assessment, the customer smart contracts are well secured, and they have some different stages as far as where they were at. I think of the original report that they did, I think it was like here or something. It was like over here maybe. It wasn't like bad. It was like it was on this side of things. I don't know exactly where it was. Our team performed an analysis of code functionality, manual audit, and automated checks with Mithril and Slither. These are probably like hacking kits or something like that, I imagine. We'll go deeper into like what they do, what they check for, the types of tests that they do at some point. All issues found during automated analysis were manually reviewed, and the important vulnerabilities are presented in the audited overview section. All found issues can be found in the audit overview section. As a result of the audit, security engineers found 1 high level and 2 low severity issues. After the second review, security engineers found that all issues were addressed. So let's take a look. Critical. They said 1 high and 2 low. So we were here and here. So they found 1 here and 2 low. So critical is a critical vulnerability, and they are usually straightforward to exploit and can lead to asset loss or data manipulation. So this is like the Cream Financial, like they exploited a critical risk level thing. High level vulnerabilities are difficult to exploit. However, they also have a significant impact on smart contract execution, public access to crucial functions. So I imagine this type of thing, they're not really able to steal or take assets, but they can break the functionality of the smart contract or, the platform if it's running on a platform. Medium level vulnerabilities are important to fix. However, they can't lead to asset loss or data manipulation. So asset loss, data manipulation, that can lead to like a failed platform operation. It could shut down the staking or cause it so that you don't get like rewards or something like that. Low level vulnerabilities are mostly related to outdated, unused, etc. Code snippets that can't have a significant impact on execution. So no critical issues found. High possible denial of service attack. While using iterations over map of to user share, it is possible for an attacker to send dozens of calls to the stake for function, providing the same to address, which could create a map of user to user share to array of very big size. So they could just like break it, like denial of service, just like knock it offline. After the attack function, get user reward info for would not be accessible for the user used by attacker as to. Yeah, so that would like make it so that you couldn't access the staking platform. Like it wouldn't work. It would be overwhelmed and would stop functioning. Contract, Paribus stake contract version 3. Solidity, that's what the .sol is the extension for the Ethereum based smart contract. function stake for and get user reward information for. Their recommendation is to use maths to calculate the shares instead of for loop calculations. So don't use the shortcut. Don't use that command. Use a mathematical equation, I'm assuming. They fixed it. Medium, no medium severity issues were found. Low, so they found 2. Reading state variable in the loop. Accessing a state variable in the loop is causing excess gas expenses. Ooh. Yeah, it's not good. I wonder who the expense would fall on. Would it fall on the user or would it fall on the platform or the company? Paribus. Function, remove contract. Please store contract.length value into a local variable to save some gas. Nice fix. Iteration over unpredictable array length. It is not recommended to iterate over an array of unpredictable length. So, and that was in the Paribus stake manager. Remove contract as contract. And the recommendation is to please store an index of added contracts in the mapping state variable. It will allow you to skip the for loop and save lots of gas. So it was just the inefficient programming. It was doing things that it didn't necessarily have to do. So extra code, basically. Their conclusion: smart contracts within the scope were manually reviewed and analyzed with static analyst tools. The audit report contains all found security vulnerabilities and other issues in the reviewed code. As a result of the audit, security engineers found 1 high, 2 low risk issues. After the second review, the security engineers found that all issues were addressed. And then, of course, they have their disclaimer. The smart contracts given for audit have been analyzed in accordance with the best industry practices. There's no regulation behind this stuff. It's just, it's expertise as we go. In relation to the cybersecurity vulnerabilities and issues in smart contracts source code, and the details of which are disclosed in this report, source code. The source code compilation, deployment, and functionality performed the intended functions. The audit makes no statements or warranties on the security of the code. It also cannot be considered as a sufficient assessment regarding the utility and safety of the code, bug-free status, or any other statements of the contract. While we have done our best to conduct the analysis and producing this report, it is important to note that you should not rely on this report only. We recommend proceeding with several independent audits and a public bug bounty program to ensure the security of smart contracts. So this is definitely a learn as you go, learn as you grow thing right now. Hacks happen. Hacks will happen. It's inevitable. If you create code, you can reverse engineer that code. That's why they say do additional audits. And also, after that, do your due diligence and create a bounty program. So if somebody does find something weird, they're incentivized to expose and bring that to the group, Paribus, instead of creating a hack and then executing the hack. So if they're smart, they'll follow this advice. I believe they are. I believe they will. Might not happen right away. But they'll probably do another one, especially since they have a year contract, a year staking on the 30%. It would be a good idea. I hope they take the advice and get an additional audit performed, maybe 1 or 2, and then also still offer a bounty program. So that's the Hacken Smart Contract Code Review and Security Analysis Report for the Paribus project for the staking application, which is going to launch pretty soon here, according to the tweet. So again, thank you for checking us out here. We will definitely see you on the next one. Make sure you hit that subscribe, like, and share, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.